Homo sapiens, often called the wise man, represents the final glowing fragment of what was once a roaring blaze. This family tree of human beings, each distinct, each shaped by natural forces, has now faded into the obscurity of prehistory. However, imagine if I revealed that this tree actually had 8 branches, 8 distinct types of humans. A few of them were walking on 2 legs millions of years in the past. Other species crafted implements, hunted woolly mammoths, intermingled, and then disappeared without leaving a single written record. Yet their DNA still murmurs within our bloodstream. Their skeletal remains tell stories through ancient rock, and their heritage is etched into our very identity. This narrative isn't about a single species ascending to supremacy. Instead, it recounts the saga of 8 human species, 8 different versions of ourselves. Every one of them forms a chapter in a lost epic that researchers are still laboring to reconstruct. This is the authentic chronicle of our lineage. Homo erectus, Neanderthals, Denisovans, Homo habilis, Homo floresiensis, Homo naledi, Homo luzonensis, and ultimately Homo sapiens. So let us journey backward today. Back to a time before any civilization, before cities, empires, or written alphabets existed. Return to an era when the human narrative was inscribed in soil, flames, and the struggle for existence. The first representative of this overlooked family tree, Homo habilis, resembled an ape more than a human, yet a transformation had occurred. Approximately 2.4 million years ago, on the dim savanna of East Africa, a member of habilis grasped a stone and chipped it into a sharp edge. Though small-bodied, with elongated arms and a relatively small brain, Homo habilis was not powerful, but he was intelligent. He did not merely utilize nature, he started to mold it. That rudimentary rock implement served as the ignition. It marked the inaugural instance where a living being had the audacity to alter its surroundings with intention. We refer to him as the handyman, but in truth he was the progenitor of innovation itself. Next arrived Homo erectus, taller, more courageous, and considerably more adventurous. Some 1.9 million years ago, Homo erectus departed Africa, thus becoming the inaugural human species to venture into the broader world. They were nomads, igniters of fire, and creators of tools. Their skeletal remains have been unearthed from Indonesia to Georgia, from China to the Levant, spanning entire continents. Picture an ancient human poised on the threshold of unfamiliar territory. They gazed upon an immense terrain, armed only with stone implements and a flame that never extinguished. And here is the most remarkable fact. Homo erectus possibly survived for close to 2 million years, a duration exceeding that of any other human species, including our own. How many elements in our modern world endure for such a span? Many of us recognize the term, yet only a handful grasp how much of their essence persists within us. Contrary to popular belief, Neanderthals were not unintelligent savages. They were profoundly human. They interred their deceased, created artwork, and thrived in the harsh frigidity of Ice Age Europe. Sturdy and powerful, boasting cranial capacities exceeding ours, they pursued enormous game and endured for hundreds of millennia under severe circumstances. And indeed, they encountered us and interbred with us. If your lineage originates from Europe or Asia, there is a likelihood that 1 to 2% of your genetic material remains Neanderthal in origin. However, around 40,000 years ago, they vanished, not abruptly, nor violently, but silently and enigmatically, like a specter receding into the fog of history. Dinosaurs remain the most haunting enigma in science. Not a single complete skeleton has ever been recovered, just a few bones and teeth unearthed from a cave in Siberia in 2010. Nevertheless, from that limited evidence we understand they truly existed and were formidable, ranging from the high plateaus of Tibet to the tropical forests of Southeast Asia. And, akin to Neanderthals, they left behind a genetic imprint. Contemporary Melanesians and indigenous Australians possess as much as 5% Denisovan genetic material. Who exactly were they? Why is our knowledge so scant? And how could a population so broadly dispersed just disappear? Back in 2003, on far-flung Flores Island in Indonesia, researchers made an astonishing discovery. They unearthed a minuscule skeleton barely taller than a meter, its skull no larger than a grapefruit. Initially, scientists believed the remains belonged to a diseased Homo sapiens, but that assumption turned out to be incorrect. In fact, it was an entirely new species, Homo floresiensis. Journalists nicknamed her the Hobbit, and fittingly so. Though tiny, she was far from a simple savage. She crafted tools, hunted dwarf elephants, and probably understood fire. The most astonishing fact is this: she might have existed as recently as 50,000 years ago. That means while Neanderthals wandered Europe and Homo sapiens migrated across the globe, another human species was eking out a living in solitude on an island that few others had ever visited. Did modern humans wipe out Homo floresiensis? Were they stranded and doomed by rising sea levels? Or, as local legends still hint, did they never truly vanish? Unearthed from the maze-like caves of South Africa in 2013, Homo naledi stunned researchers globally. Upon first inspection, the skeleton appeared ancient and primitive, with a small brain, curved fingers, and shoulders reminiscent of apes seeming to hail from 2 million years ago. However, carbon dating yielded a chilling result. The bones were merely 250,000 years old, meaning naledi coexisted with early Homo sapiens. But how could a species that archaic, with such a tiny brain, coexist with us? Even more astounding, these hominins may have performed burial rituals. Deep within the caves, bodies were deliberately positioned time after time. Could beings with brains no larger than oranges grasp the concept of death? This was far more than just another hominin. It was an enigma, a paradox. It demonstrated that human evolution was never a straight line. Instead, it was as intricate as a river that repeatedly branched and converged. Yet another shock followed. In 2019, on the Philippine island of Luzon, researchers unearthed several odd teeth and bones unlike any previously recorded. Too petite for Neanderthal, too recent to be primitive, and too sophisticated to be simian introducing Homo luzonensis. Yet another island-inhabiting species, another lineage we had no idea about. We remain uncertain about their lifespan or complete appearance, but one fact is clear. They were human after their own fashion. Once more, they upend the traditional narrative that evolution marched in a straight line toward modern humans. Then came our own kind. Homo sapiens emerged around 300,000 years ago in Africa. Initially, we were just one of many species among a throng of relatives. Yet we spread rapidly across deserts, oceans, mountains, and jungles. We were adaptable, gregarious, and creative. We adorned cave walls with paintings and crafted implements from bone and antler. We acquired the ability to talk about things invisible, deities, spirits, events long gone and yet to come. On our journey, we encountered them: Neanderthals, Denisovans, and possibly even the Hobbit, Homo floresiensis, and Homo naledi. At times we clashed, at times we interbred, and sometimes our mere presence caused their replacement. By 10,000 years ago, every other human species had vanished. Why did Homo sapiens alone endure? Was it our intellect, the capacity to envision the non-existent, prepare for the future, and revere gods we had never laid eyes on? Was it our social connections, linguistic talents, empathy, and ability to collaborate in vast, intricate societies? Or was there a more sinister factor, a propensity for violence, outcompeting others, and wiping them out? According to some, it was mere coincidence, a climatic shift that only we managed to survive, a genetic change that unlocked fresh neural connections. Or maybe we were just the last to show up and took whatever remained. Archaeologists and geneticists alike grapple with this puzzle. It lingers beneath every ancient bone discovered, every DNA sample retrieved from teeth that have rested in the earth for thousands of years. Because the more we excavate, the clearer it becomes that we were never on our own. Once upon a time, the earth housed multiple kinds of humans. They created art, hunted, grieved for their departed, gathered around flames, and now they've vanished. This doesn't make us champions. It makes us survivors left behind. For here is the reality. Our supremacy is not the closing scene of an evolutionary drama. It's the final page of a lengthy, epic novel, most of which has been ripped out. a tale packed with heroes we will never encounter and relatives we never knew existed. Their blood may be lost, yet their memory continues in cave shadows, in the outlines of fossils, and in the whispers embedded in our own genetic code. Perhaps we were never meant to be alone, but since solitude is our reality, we should honor them and never forget that being human. The tale is far broader than just us. When we examine ourselves in the mirror today, we perceive a single visage, a familiar, modern human. But that image reveals only a fraction of the story. Behind our gaze, beneath our flesh, within every cell, the experiences of countless predecessors resonate. Our DNA isn't a single strand, it's a woven fabric, a many-voiced song of lost cousins, a genetic melody composed over eons, formed by journeys, disappearances, and moments when different worlds collided in blood and breath. You might hold the might of a Neanderthal's robust physique built for cold and combat. You might hold the lungs of a Denisovan, designed for high-altitude life in the Himalayas, hidden deep in your genetic blueprint. It's even possible that ancient traces of Homo floresiensis or Homo naledi exist, portions we hardly comprehend, yet whose silent murmurs might still pulse inside you. And still we declare ourselves the only ones, the final, the peak, the chosen, but maybe that's not completely accurate. Perhaps we aren't the final result, but merely an ongoing process. Human history doesn't follow a straight path of advancement. It's not a neat climb toward flawlessness. It's a mosaic cracked, rearranged, and assembled by time's hands. Homo habilis ignited the first flame, crafting tools and purposefully altering nature. Homo erectus transported that flame across land masses, turning into the first worldwide wanderer. Neanderthals instilled toughness against the harshness of the Ice Age. Denisovans thrived in environments we could scarcely endure. Even those on the periphery, like the Luzon people, remind us that life manages to persist even in the obscure corners of the human family tree. These were not evolutionary blunders. They were attempts at being human, responses to the quiet question, what else could humanity have become? Some were more powerful, some were more intelligent, some shone brightly and faded too fast. We prefer to view ourselves as the ultimate outcome, as if everything before us was merely a warm-up act for Homo sapiens. Yet the reality is much more humbling. We are not the pinnacle. We are the final survivors. Every one of those species represented a road not taken. By losing them, we lost perspectives, ways of thinking, and ways of feeling. We acquired the world, but we came to possess it in isolation. So when you look in the mirror once more, see more than a solitary face. See the faces layered beneath your own, whose tales are inscribed in your bones, whose victories and defeats established the groundwork of your identity. Because humanity was never just one narrative, it was a gathering of lives, each offering a distinct answer to the question of what it meant to be human. Ultimately, survival wasn't reserved for the smartest or the strongest. Those who endured us prevailed, yet the others haven't vanished. They persist in memory, in science, and within ourselves. We have long pictured evolution as an upward ladder, elevating us toward an idealized state. That seemed to be the ultimate human perfection, but nature doesn't construct ladders, it nurtures trees. Reality is more untamed, more peculiar, more exquisite. Picture a vast tree, immeasurably ancient. Its trunk is dense with ages. Its limbs twist and extend in every direction, dividing, blending, reaching for diverse heavens. Certain limbs terminate suddenly, broken off by extinction. Others curve around and reconnect, imprinting faint whispers in our DNA. And from one of those outermost branches we arose. Yet we are not apart from the tree. We are not superior to it. We embody the tree. Its roots flow within us, and its boughs contain our forebears. We are the ongoing legacy of countless hushed tales of nights illuminated by fire, of initial stone implements crafted, of bravery amidst frigid conditions. Their triumphs form our bedrock, their mistakes serve as our cautions, and their bloodline continues in our veins. Whenever you ignite a flame, fashion a utensil, hum a lullaby, or gaze upward questioning your purpose, you are perpetuating their legacy. You don't stand solitary on this limb. You're the quivering leaf at the end of an age-old branch, supported by the power of all that preceded you. And the narrative continues, the tree still expands. In our era, we construct devices that acquire knowledge more rapidly than we can, and we envision populating far-off worlds. Breaking free from Earth's constraints, we talk about advancement, velocity, and novelty. Yet, if only the future holds significance, how frequently do we stop to pose the most ancient inquiry, our true identity, not defined by rank, occupation, ethnicity, complexion, the lines we trace, or the inventions we produce. Rather, by something more primeval, more profound, intertwined with our essence. Your identity extends beyond a mere label, not merely a single existence amid a populous planet. You are the product of eons of endurance, of age, old journeys, brush with annihilation and subtle, extraordinary adjustments. You embody the breath of Neanderthals, the flame of Homo erectus, the fortitude of overlooked relatives who confronted darkness and courageously persisted. Within you lies not only capability but heritage, not solely intellect but recollection. You are the vibrant reverberation of narratives never narrated, tongues never uttered, visages long since turned to ashes. Should you ever sense insignificance, confusion, or isolation, keep this in mind. Your existence is no happenstance. You are not isolated. You are the fusion of a lineage more ancient than time, and you are their still living aspiration. Therefore, as we gaze at the heavens and construct fresh realms, let us never overlook the primordial one that shaped us. If this narrative stirred you, if you sensed the campfire glow within or glimpsed a reflection of a face, then permit not the past to be erased. Subscribe to Prehistoric Shadows. For here we honor them, we amplify the voiceless, we kindle a flame in the shadowy caverns of remembrance. And collectively, we delve into the query, what is the genuine essence of humanity? Prehistoric Shadows, where the overlooked wander anew, where ancestral lineage still communicates, where the past remains unfinished, it's poised for reclamation.